consideration provided by
Red Lobster's finer points of fun dining. The correct answer to starter or entree is, who gives a shrimp when you get both? Introducing new Dockside Duos. Get an individual size starter and entree for just $15.99. Welcome to fun dining.
I can't take my eyes off my eyes.
My go-to is Lumify eye drops.
Lumify dramatically reduces redness.
In 1 minute.
And look at the difference.
My eyes look brighter and whiter.
For up to 8 hours.
It was love at first sight.
With Lumify. See for yourself.
Tomorrow on ET, Jane, Sally, Rita, and Lily, our exclusive on-set with the legends of 80 for Brady, plus Jane's cheeky request for Tom.
I'm trying to decide whether I'll have the guts to ask.
When I tell you I had so much fun on set with those ladies, they are something else.
Yes, they are. All right, before we go, we know Hollywood is a small town. Everyone is connected, but in this first look at tonight's new episode of Finding Your Roots on PBS, Julia Roberts.
Happening now.
We've reached the home stretch in the sentencing of ex-constable Michelle Barrientos Vela. Her former boss called to the witness stand as part of a last-ditch effort to keep her out of prison.
Pleasant, comfortable temperatures ahead of us. However, the humidity will soon return and lead to a chance of storms. I'll tell you when in just a bit.
How you can save big and still be environmentally friendly on your home improvement projects. The News at 5 starts right now.
Barrientos Vela's attorneys got their first chance to defend her character as the sentencing portion of her public corruption trial resumes.
Dylan Collier with her team's attempts to right the ship and repair her reputation before her punishment is handed down.
After more than 2 months away, Michelle Barrientos Vela was back in court for day 8 of her sentencing. Richard James Jr., a former small-town police chief who once hired Barrientos Vela, was later hired by her and spoke to many of her stumbles after she took office in Precinct 2 in 2017. While James attempted to defend Barrientos Vela's actions, including her showing up to a West Side discount store in full uniform after her son was accused of shoplifting, he repeatedly apologized for sounding condescending and appeared confused on the stand at times.
This is da. I don't know what that means. At the da is supposed to look more into, the DA, sorry.
Barrientos Vela, who now works at her husband's used car dealership, was described by her co-workers as calm and composed.
A kind, giving, generous person.
Those same witnesses, however, given no choice but to condemn some of the acts behind her felony convictions.
That's not something you should do, right?
Well, I mean, to me, that's against the law if you do something like that, whether it's the managers know or not. Regardless of it, it shouldn't have ever been done.
And this whole thing is expected to wrap up tomorrow. She could be sentenced as early as tomorrow afternoon. Even if she is sentenced to prison, Barrientos Vela will remain free while she appeals because probation was part of her original range of punishment in this case. Reporting live downtown, Dylan Collier, KSAT 12 News.
Thank you, Dylan. A second man killed in a crash last week has now been identified. His name is Justin Teo. He was 19 years old. According to San Antonio police, Teo and 25-year-old Armando Lerma died on Thursday. They crashed into a tree on Braun Road near Loop 1604. Investigators believe the driver here was speeding.
A faulty water heater said to be the cause of an overnight fire. That fire happened about 2:30 this morning at an apartment complex on Northeast Parkway. That is near Harry Wurzbach and Austin Highway. Only 2 apartments in the building were affected by all this, and luckily no one was hurt.
A Southeast Side home also on fire this morning, and firefighters are trying to figure out what caused all this. It happened on Tipperary Avenue near Pecan Valley and Goliad Road. We're told the flames damaged the entire upstairs. One firefighter dislocated a finger during this firefight. He was helped at the scene and no one else was hurt.
An update now on the murders of 4 students from the University of Idaho. The prime suspect awaiting extradition from Pennsylvania.
Brian Koberger was arrested at his parents' home in Pennsylvania last week. Police in Idaho were able to link Koberger to the crime by running DNA through a public genealogy database.
You have DNA from a crime, but you don't have a suspect. He's not in a database. So you use public databases of genealogy looking for relatives. Eventually, you get down to the point where you can match the DNA potentially to your suspect.
The 28-year-old graduate student faces 4 counts of murder and burglary, with the death penalty still very much on the table.
Now to the latest on NFL star Damar Hamlin's cardiac arrest last night on live television. Right now, Hamlin is still in the hospital in critical condition, but he is in stable condition. Doctors are speculating to find an explanation, and they think they have found one, a rare one. A shocking moment in Monday Night Football. Buffalo Bills safety Damar Hamlin collapsing after an open field tackle.
This is exceedingly rare. However, it's almost like getting struck by lightning.
The team confirmed Hamlin suffered cardiac arrest, the abrupt loss of heart function in a person who may or may not have been diagnosed with heart disease. What caused the emergency condition is still being determined, but multiple health experts say one possibility is a phenomenon called commotio cordis.
You think about the chest wall and then the projectile or the blow coming to the heart at that exact time when the heart is beating in a very particular way.
That causes the heart to go into an abnormal rhythm known as ventricular fibrillation.
When the heart is fibrillating, the only thing we can really do is administer that electrical shock.
Within 10 seconds of Hamlin's collapse, the Bills team's trainers were treating him. Video shows an ambulance on the field in less than 5 minutes. The team says Hamlin's heart was restarted before he was then rushed to the hospital.
Really, it's going to come down to his underlying strength, his conditioning, and how long he was without any oxygen.
Commotio cordis mostly occurs in boys and young men during sports. The American Heart Association says actually it's the leading cause of deaths in youth baseball in the United States. Typically, there are 2 or 3 of these a year, but the use of automated external defibrillators, or AEDs, on the sidelines have helped to increase the survival rates.
Check out TransGuide right now. We're going to go to 410 and McCullough, and I believe these are the westbound lanes we're looking at. You can see very slow going. You can see a car pulled off in the distance. I think that's Jackson Keller and then 281 above it that you're seeing off in the distance. But slow going as people head back to work on this Tuesday.
And a mild Tuesday, warm out there, upper 70s, near 80 degrees, 75 in Eagle Pass right now. Lakey at 71, a little bit cooler in the hill country, but still above average for this time of year. Check out Floresville at 80 degrees. Meanwhile, Bulverde, 75 at the moment. I want to point out, you should get ready for a beautiful sunset here coming up shortly because of these high clouds that are streaming overhead. Those high clouds at about 25,000 feet typically can give us a spectacular, colorful sunset, so anticipate that. Sunset, by the way, 5:48 p.m. Usually about 10 minutes after that, you start to get the really good color. Otherwise, cooling quickly. 64 at 8 o'clock. By 10 o'clock, we're at 60 degrees. Then we fall down into the 50s. I think widespread 40s by tomorrow morning. Comfortable temperatures. The humidity will soon return with a chance of rain and storms. We'll time that out for you in a bit.
Thank you, Adam. Each hour in Congress today, the House of Representatives voted, and yet they failed to choose a new speaker. Now, Congress is adjourned till tomorrow when GOP leader Kevin McCarthy will once again likely try to get enough votes to secure the seat. Faith Abube with how a routine first vote by Congress is turning into anything but routine.
A remarkable and embarrassing first-round loss for Kevin McCarthy, as 19 of his fellow House Republicans voted against him becoming Speaker of the 118th Congress. McCarthy pulling in fewer votes in the first stage than Democratic leader Hakeem Jeffries, whose caucus was united behind him. The GOP leader remains defiant.
I have the record for the longest speech ever on the floor. I don't have a problem getting a record for the most votes for Speaker, too.
Sources tell ABC News in a fiery closed-door speech ahead of the vote, McCarthy told his Republican conference that he plans to keep pushing for the speakership until the last of his detractors vote for him. Far-right members blasting him for not making more concessions.
And so now here we are, being sworn at instead of being sworn in.
Everything I heard hardened my resolve that this town desperately needs change, and if it's a few of us who have to stand in the breach to force it, we are willing to do so for as long as it takes.
Despite the hardliners' opposition, McCarthy received the votes of an overwhelming majority of his Republican members and is still the favorite to be elected Speaker. 218 votes were needed to clinch the Speaker's gavel. Republicans have a razor-thin majority of 222 members.
Kevin McCarthy has earned the speakership of the People's House.
Until the battle for the speakership is settled, the House will essentially be frozen, unable to govern, take up legislation, or even swear in lawmakers for the new Congress.
The American people don't care who the speaker is. The American people care that they're paying $5 for a dozen eggs.
And McCarthy's failed first ballot now means voting will continue for hours, maybe days. The longest fight was more than 160 years ago in 1856. It took 2 months for the House to choose its speaker. In Washington, Faith Abube, ABC News.
Now to a job that often flies under the radar but is incredibly important. We're talking about a court reporter. Today, dozens of Bexar County court reporters took their oath of office. They're the eyes and the ears of the courtroom. But as Myra Arthur explains, the courthouse needs more.
Bexar County court reporters are ready to start a new year. The job itself is one that Stephanie Barajas Guthrie says changed her life.
I was a stay-at-home mother of 7 kids for 7 years, and I needed to do something for myself and my family. So I decided to proceed down this path so that I could provide for all of us.
A court reporter captures all court proceedings, recording it in an official court transcript. That transcript is critically important, especially if defendants later file an appeal.
If you have an interest in the legal system, in law, in true crime, this is the profession for you because you're right there in the middle of everything. You get to see the whole process and know how everything works.
In Bexar County, there are currently more than 40 court reporters, but more are needed. That need is based on the number of court cases, and right now, there's a big backlog.
There is a need. It's 100% placement. If you go to school and you become a court reporter, you will have a job.
Bexar County court reporter Mary Skopas says the job pays well and there's flexibility. The average pay for a court reporter in Texas is around $50,000 a year.
It is a specialized field. It just changed my life.
All right, so you might be wondering about the typing requirements. Training provided for the job helps get court reporters roughly 200 words a minute. There's a certification process. We have a link to all that information and more right now on KSAT.com.
Going green when you're improving your home doesn't have to cost you more. In fact, if you do it right, you can actually get green from the federal government. Up next, the rebates you could cash in on to tackle those home projects and appliance swaps you may need.
I'm Myra Arthur here in the KSAT newsroom with a look at what we're working on for the news at 6 o'clock today. Well, if you saw it yesterday or have seen it or read about it since, you won't likely forget witnessing the collapse of Bills player Damar Hamlin on the field. Well, today at 6, we're talking to a doctor about what happened there and to a local mother whose organization offers free heart screenings in honor of her own son. And Medina Lake isn't the only thing drying up. One lakefront resident there trying to help out his neighbors whose wells are now tapped out. We'll tell you what he is now doing himself. All that and more today on the news at 6.
Thank you, Myra. I'll see you then. Well, if some home improvements are on your to-do list, maybe new windows or appliances, you may be able to save some money, maybe even a lot of it. 12 on your side's Marilyn Moritz says the Inflation Reduction Act will pay people to go green.
When Paul Hope renovated his home, he tried to be eco-friendly, so he made the switch from a gas stove to an electric one.
I've always preferred cooking on a gas range, but I knew electric and induction ranges had gotten a lot better over the years,
and that they're way better for the environment.
Now homeowners who make certain energy-efficient upgrades may be able to get up to $14,000 in cash rebates and tax credits because of the Inflation Reduction Act. How much you'll be able to get depends on income, the state, and what improvements you make. If you want to switch stoves like Paul did, a rebate of up to $840 can help. Plus, you may get another $500 to help cover the cost of converting from natural gas or propane to electric. The biggest tax credits and rebates are for heat pumps, a high-efficiency system that heats and cools your home, as much as $8,000 off.
While the upfront cost for a heat pump may be higher, these incentives will definitely help. And over the long term, you might actually save money depending upon where you live and what fuel and electricity cost in your area.
And there will be other rebates like upgrading to more efficient exterior doors and windows. The tax credits are claimed on your income taxes, but the cash rebates, those are handled by the state, so check on their availability before you buy. Marilyn Moritz, KSAT 12 News.
Our live cam high above Guadalupe Cultural Center, and there you have that beautiful votive candle.
Yeah, and today was nice. Wasn't 80s like we had yesterday, and the humidity seems to be less than we've been experiencing.
Not very holiday-ish.
Yeah, we talked about that cool front that swept away the humidity last night, and we felt it. And it's really going to spell comfortable and pleasant temperatures the rest of this week. We'll get into the temperature trend in a moment, but comfortable. Low humidity until Saturday. That's when you'll notice stickiness back in the air and mugginess. Along with it, a weak cold front that's going to move through, some upper level energy as well, and better rain chances by Saturday night on into the first part of Sunday. So speaking of those rain chances, during the day Saturday, the rain chances will be increasing, but I think most of it's going to be Saturday night and then the first part of Sunday, which right now we have at 40%. So scattered categories, scattered across the KSAT 12 viewing area. Here's a look at the overall setup and the big picture out there. Quiet. We just have those high clouds moving overhead I mentioned earlier. They're at about 25,000 feet high and should make for a beautiful sunset this evening. And a reminder, sunset is now at 5:48 p.m. and thereafter for about 20 minutes, you'll see that good color bouncing off the base of those clouds. Severe weather, the severe storms, southeastern United States right now. And then on the cold side of this big broad system, we've got the snow up north from parts of Nebraska all the way up into basically Wisconsin, Minnesota, and northern Michigan. This is a big wound up upper level low pressure system, and it's going to be followed by another one. Here's our overall pattern. This is going to head off to the east. It helps swing that cold front through to mitigate our temperatures a little bit and get rid of that humidity. A little bump in the upper level flow. This ridge here will be influencing us the rest of this week, and that's just going to mean quiet weather. But another little disturbance slides overhead by this weekend, and that gives us our next shower and even thunder shower chance. Here's the Futurecast looking pretty far ahead. I don't love visiting the Futurecast in too much detail this far ahead, but Saturday night, this is 11 p.m., some scattered areas of rain likely to develop. We'll have a little bit of instability, some lightning and thunder through early Sunday morning, and then as the front progresses through, it sweeps it all away by Sunday afternoon. That's really our only hope for rain over the next 7 days or more. 79, that was our high temperature today. The average at 63, and we're going to be above that average until we get up to about Sunday time frame. Right now we're at 75, dew point of 36. There's that dry air back in place. Westerly breeze at 6 miles per hour. So you don't really notice the wind out there, and it's not going to really be influential until we get into late Friday, Saturday, when it boosts our humidity again. Warmth, 70s right now, 81 even in Cotulla, but then we've got 60s in the hill country, 73 in Helotes, 77 Stinson, and right now 73 in Seguin. By tomorrow morning, we'll wake up to 40s. So jacket weather early, 46 degrees in San Antonio, parts of the hill country, low to mid 40s. Kerrville, for example, at 44. Then by noon, we're up to 68, afternoon 75. So if the kids insist on wearing shorts to school, that's okay. Just have the sweatshirt in the morning. By the afternoon, shorts and short sleeves, mid-70s, low humidity, bright sunshine, feeling good. High temperature of 75 Bandera, 75 Seguin tomorrow, and about 77 in Poteet and Devine. Notice the temperature trend. Mornings, 40s to near 50 the rest of this work week. Afternoons, in the 70s, a lot of sunshine. It's Saturday, you'll notice the humidity and stickiness back in the air. That's going to lead to the scattered showers and storms likely to develop across parts of our area late Saturday through Saturday night and on into early Sunday. And also, it's going to have a bit of an impact on our temperatures, that weak cold front. I mean, by Sunday, we're down to 64, which is actually average for this time of year. And notice here, no freeze in the forecast again still. It's keeping it out of here for now.
All right, Adam, thank you.
All right, scary situation last night on Monday Night Football. We saw it play out right here on KSAT 12.
Yeah, and the NFL has not decided what to do about the game right now because that's on the back burner. Yeah. Everything's focused right now on Damar Hamlin, and we're also hearing from his family for the very first time since that terrifying incident last night on Monday Night Football, and why the Texans canceled practice today as a result. Coming up.
Pro football coverage, powered by Davis Law Firm.
Buffalo Bills safety Damar Hamlin suffered a cardiac arrest during Monday Night Football last night. That is according to the team today. Hamlin, who is only 24 years old, had just tackled the Bengals' T. Higgins in the first quarter when he stood up for a second and then collapsed on the field. Immediately, medical personnel from the teams and paramedics were there to start CPR, and then he was transported by ambulance to a Trauma One hospital nearby, where he is in still critical condition today. The game was suspended at first as both teams went to their respective locker rooms, obviously very emotional over the chilling incident, and then later postponed after both head coaches Sean McDermott of Buffalo and the Bengals' Zach Taylor consulted with the league. A number of cardiologists, including one right here in San Antonio, offered up what is called commodio cordis as an explanation for what happened to Hamlin, where blunt force trauma causes the heart to stop beating when he took that helmet to his chest. Donations have been pouring into Hamlin's toy drive as the family released this statement today, and it says, on behalf of our family, we want to express our sincere gratitude for the love and support shown to Damar during this challenging time. We are deeply moved by the prayers, kind words, and donations from fans around the country. Your generosity and compassion mean the world to us. Please keep Damar in your prayers. Cowboys owner Jerry Jones agrees with the decision to postpone the Bills-Bengals game in the light of that devastating injury to Damar Hamlin in the first quarter. Jones made his comments during his weekly radio show today in Dallas.
The right decision was made relative to the health and well-being of all the family and certainly the Hamlin himself. But all of the right decisions were made regarding consideration of the family, fans, and of everyone involved.
Now, Cowboys coach Mike McCarthy telling us today that Tony Pollard, who was held out of the Titans game with a thigh issue, will practice starting tomorrow. The game against the Commanders will kick at 3:25 p.m. in Washington. Meantime, the Houston Texans canceled their walkthrough practice today following the incident involving Hamlin on Monday Night Football. A number of Texans have ties to Hamlin, including defensive ends Jared Hughes and Mario Addison, who were teammates of Hamlin on the Bills last season. At the same time, Alabama quarterback Bryce Young announced that he will enter the NFL draft this year, where he could easily be the #1 draft pick. The Texans own the worst record in the NFL at 2-13-1 with one game left to play Sunday against the Colts in Indianapolis on Sunday. Now, getting back to the incident, there was obviously speculation there that they were going to restart that game after a 5-minute warm-up. The NFL wanting to continue that very important game, but it was due to the two head coaches who realized the gravity of the situation, the emotional toll it was taking on especially the Bills. They got together, decided it should not go on, and then contacted the league, and they eventually agreed.
Yeah. Thankfully, they did.
Yes.
The right call, for sure. We'll be right back.
There's a look at our temperature trend, and notice we'll be above average throughout the next 7 days. I mean, 70s for highs tomorrow all the way through Saturday. Then we get into Sunday, and we drop back into the mid-60s, but then creeping closer to 70 again thereafter. Best chance of rain, and really only chance, Saturday night into early Sunday.
Thanks, Adam, and thank you for watching the News at 5.
World News up next. See you back here at 6.